Hello and welcome to That's Football. It's your latest football transfer news on this Tuesday the 10th of April. And we're going to start off with Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford apparently unhappy at Manchester United and maybe looking for a move next summer. What I'm going to say straight away is, just to kill it dead, I cannot see this happening in a million years. Marcus Rashford is 20 years of age. He's come through the Manchester United youth setup. He's a local lad. I cannot see him leaving Manchester United because, look, regardless of Manchester City winning the title this year, which they will do, Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United would, even if he'd come from Arsenal and just signed for us like Sanchez, it's a big step down. Manchester United, Cantona said it, anywhere you go after Manchester United is a big step down. But this is a lad who's been at the club his whole life. It's a huge step down. There's only 2-3 places you can go. Barcelona, Real Madrid. There's two. Barcelona, Real Madrid, really. And he's going to be on the bench for them anyway. So he's not going anywhere. But I do think it's an interesting... Anthony Martial gets a lot of publicity from Manchester United fans because, oh, he should be starting this, that and the other. And that's probably quite a valid point. I wouldn't disagree with that point. But I think Rashford's one has almost been forgotten, and this story comes from the fact that Rashford was a bit unhappy that he only played a few minutes in the Manchester derby, which could be total nonsense, but actually, let's just bear with it for a moment. Marcus Rashford played fantastically well against Liverpool about a month ago at Old Trafford, scored 2 great goals, absolutely destroyed their young right-back, who put Sane in his pocket last week in the Champions League. So Rashford had a fantastic game, played the next game against Sevilla. Everybody was awful, and he was by far not the worst player on the pitch. I thought Lingard was worse than Rashford. Since then, Lingard started nearly every game. Rashford's been on the bench. So you can sort of say, well, Rashford probably should be starting games a little bit more. But I tend to think that he's contracted till 2020. He's only 20. And the next year for Rashford's important. Next season, I think he needs to be starting 20 to 25 games in the season. And he needs to go and have a good World Cup. And he needs to force himself into the team. If in a year's time he's still a bench player, then maybe he needs to look elsewhere. Because I really do believe that Marcus Rashford is a fantastic player. He'll go to replace Benzema, says M477U. 12 years, Rashford will leave definitely, says a lot of people. Lingard and Alexi were integral to beating City. We wouldn't have won if Rashford started the game, says Aidan Garner. It's interesting, isn't it? I actually thought Rashford was invisible against Manchester City. I thought Sanchez was sensational. I think Rashford was invisible. If you look at his heat map from the game, it's virtually blue. It's dead. He didn't really do much in it. And I think Rashford can do a better job. Because actually, that position Lingard's playing is an attacking position. And I think Rashford would be better in that. But that's not for me to choose, and Manchester United win the game. Rashford, welcome to Stoke City, says Lalul. And Saul Niguez to leave Atletico for Manchester United, says Nicholas Garcia. I haven't heard anything about that. And Gary Bennett, you can do one. Right, let's have a look at the latest news. Emre Can, if you're a Liverpool fan, tonight, a big night for you against Manchester City. We will be doing a watch-along tonight. 7:30 we'll be live on this channel. I'm doing it. I did the first leg. It was a very interesting game. Man City versus Liverpool tonight. Watch along on That's Football. I'm sure a lot of you will be watching it anyway, so make sure you tune in and we can all watch it together. Emre Can won't play, and he won't play a game this season, which means he won't probably play a game for Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp saying he's got a back injury. It's going to keep him out for the season. Free agent in the summer. Probably going to go to Juventus. Although, interestingly, Aaron Ramsey, I believe, is a free... No, he's got a year left on his contract, Aaron Ramsey of Arsenal. Juventus looking at him as well. Jack Wilshere's still not signed a contract either. A little bit talk about Conte at Chelsea. Oh, he's going to go at the end of the season. You know, wake up and smell the coffee. I think we all know that. And interestingly enough, as we mentioned yesterday in L'Equipe, on about Fellaini to Liverpool, Daily Mail are reporting it today, so it's probably getting worse as a rumour than better. West Ham striker Javier Hernandez is ready to leave the club this summer as the Mexican is in search of regular first-team football. It's interesting in relation to Hernandez, obviously formerly Manchester United, was a player that we were linked to last summer. I would have brought him to the club as a backup striker, and when you look at it, Zlatan was meant to fulfil that role, never did. Would Hernandez have got much game time? Lukaku seems to start a lot, but I wouldn't mind Hernandez as a backup striker. Chuck him on with 10 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go. But Hernandez's problem is he's never been happy with that. He wants to play every week. In Germany, he did that. He's come back to the Premier League and he's not started every week again. Important goal at the weekend, though. And Watford have beaten Arsenal and Tottenham to this £1.5 million signing of England youth international Ben Wilmot from League Two side Stevenage, if you're interested in that. This is a player I'm going to talk about tonight on the United Stand in a little bit more depth. The name just gets me. I'm probably going to get this wrong. Dayot Upamecano plays for RP Leipzig in Germany. 19 years of age, centre-back, French again. Dream to go to Real Madrid, Barcelona or Manchester United. Manchester United were linked to him in a very, very big deal. Telefoot in France are reporting that. I'm talking about him quite in depth tonight on the United Stand. The Real Madrid forward Gareth Bale has been criticised by the club's former striker George Valdano despite providing the cross for Cristiano Ronaldo to score in the 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid. I think we all know that Gareth Bale is on the way out, and I just having a quick look there. There was something else I wanted to discuss. No, big game tonight. Big game tonight. Obviously, Real Madrid play tomorrow night against Juventus, and it's... Or is it tonight? No, it's not. It's Barcelona-Roma tonight, isn't it? Where you'd expect... It'd be a massive shock if Roma turned that round. So, Manchester City versus Manchester United at the weekend. Obviously finished 3-2 to Manchester United. I'll get that in. But Manchester City against Liverpool tonight. 3-0 from the first leg. Liverpool, Manchester City. Man City's confidence on the floor. They've been beaten by two of the big historic clubs in England in the last week. Comprehensively, really. Said definitely Liverpool, and United deserved it in the second half as Man City's just bottled it again. That mercenary City tag just won't go away when your big players in the big games go disappearing like they did. Tonight, I think Manchester City will win. It's just whether they can actually... can they score 3 goals? Well, they're going to need 4 goals. They're going to need to win 4-0. Because it will go to extra time, or 4-0 in normal time, or 3-0 then extra time. One goal from Liverpool wins this. We expect Sane to be fit. I think Liverpool will just... It's a difficult one for Liverpool because 3-0, 1-0 becomes 2-0, becomes 3-0. Man City can do it, and I think that's what makes it a little bit exciting. But I've got to say, Liverpool will surely go through. Manchester City... They blew it in that first leg, but I really think it's poised. If this was Manchester United in their prime, 3-0 down at Old Trafford, I'd think, you know what, get the crowd up, we're going to go for it. That's something Man City are going to really struggle with, getting a crowd up. But they'll have a go. They've got a good team, and if they turn that around, God, imagine the media backlash to that. They would love it from Pep, but I just think Liverpool will do it. I don't know about you lot. Minnie says, I never thought I'd say this, but I hope the Scousers win. I know they'll bottle it next round. That's always been my mentality as a Manchester United fan. And Ronaldo not happy during Madrid derby after being withdrawn, says Cole Thompson. I can't see Ronaldo ever leaving. And just coming back to Rashford, Kingdom FX says, Marcus Rashford is miles better than Lingard. It's criminal Lingard gets so much game time. I'm not hating on Lingard, but he only plays every week because of his work rate. Even Juan Mata will leave. I do agree with you on that. I'm a big fan of Jesse Lingard, but I feel he's a bench player, and I would much rather see Marcus Rashford starting. And Marcus Rashford does work back as well. I mean, I know a lot of people don't think Martial tracks back. He does, but Rashford really does. So I don't see why Rashford isn't getting more game time. But as I said, I can't see for the life of me him being upset or wanting to leave, especially when he's only 20 years of age. Who's Jeff Hurst? He won the World Cup for England with a hat-tricks. Oh no, George Hurst. That's David Hurst's son at Sheffield Wednesday that United have been linked to. And Liverpool are going to win the Champions League, says Lalo Pato, and they're going to do it for the 6th time. Well, dream big, reach for the stars. You might hit a cloud. I hate Liverpool more than City. Makes me sick. They've got further than us in Europe yet again, says Danny Green. Yeah, but you know what? I think even Man City, Chelsea, Spurs, if Liverpool get knocked out in the semi-final or even lose the final, it means nothing if they finish below you in the league. So they can, at the moment, they've got the moral high ground. Of course they have, and they deserve to have. They did really well against Man City in the first leg, and I think they'll finish the job tonight. But if they get beaten in the semi-final, you know what? In future years, we got to the semi-final. Yeah, we finished above you in the league. And at the moment, it looks like, well, Man City are definitely going to finish above them. United look like they'll finish above them. And Spurs might come through and finish above them as well. So they could be in 4th place, Champions League semi-finalists. It's not, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But they've got every right to enjoy, at the moment, that dream. And they are dreaming big that they can win it. And Who'd have thought that they would do what they did to Man City? But I'm really looking forward to the game tonight. Join me live 7:30 tonight for a watch along on That's Football. Manchester City versus Liverpool. Can they do the impossible, Manchester City? I mean, I wouldn't class it as impossible either. It can be done. I just don't think it will. Join me live at 7:30. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do drop a like on the video. Give us your comments as per usual and keep subscribing to the channel. It's growing and growing and we can't do it without you. So thanks everyone for watching and I'll see you all tonight live at 7:30. United Stand is live at 11 o'clock tonight. We're doing it at 11 PM UK time. It's our Transfer Weekly. Thanks for watching.